Hello, hello, hello. So, welcome and thank you for coming to the AMA for Onyx slash Army of Crypto. So, we're just going to buy a little bit of time. I know people are just getting in. Not everyone is used to Discord in and of itself. So, we just want to present a nice package for you. By the way, if you pop in and you have your mic hot, then I will just mute you, just so that way it's not interfering with background noise. So, not personal. We just want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to hear clearly and concisely the AMA. Also, this is being recorded at the same time, which we'll upload at a later time to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to hear both what we're saying and the questions, and of course, our answers, which matter the most. By the way, I'm King Davey. I work on several projects, including Onyx and AOC. Today we're going to have Torden, who happens to be the CEO. Some of us like to call him Wiz or the White Wizard. And then, of course, we have Trey Trillionaire, who is always making small connections and doing tons of background work for us. We don't have our Prime Dev. This isn't his thing, but he absolutely is working 25 hours a day to make sure you have the best product possible. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at what Army of Crypto actually is. So this is one thing that's different between us and a lot of our competitors out in the open world. Army of Crypto isn't just some Web3 game to try to make a little money off of. It's a fun game, it's a chess game, high value entertainment. That's what the game is. It's not intended to be, let's go ahead and buy this NFT, sweep the floor, let's make 20% off of it because it got some hype on a random tweet. That's not us. We're literally going to be popular whether we're Web 1, Web 2, or Web 3. Doesn't matter. It's literally a fantastic game, and that's our focus. You just happen to have been built with the idea of indie games, smaller games, giving them a platform. So we're actually building a complete ecosphere in which is hosted by the Onyx blockchain itself. Now, we want to kind of point something out to you. The Onyx blockchain is essentially it's an EVM, which is known as a Ethereum virtual model. It's a hybrid.
Shout it out.
Yeah, we got an extra voice in here.
I'm just great if I can pronounce it. There's a lot of times I can't say people's names.
Hold on. Okay, we got it muted. So the Onyx blockchain itself is an EVM. It's a hybrid, a proof of stake. But this is the key. This is the thing that's just a little bit different than a lot of carbon copies of Ethereum. Number one, we're considerably faster. Number two, we're beefy and we have smart contract integration that's been built into the chain. We can host tokens, we can host NFTs, but we are solely made for the indie game, small game environments. So basically, every new team, every new coin, or every new game that comes along for us, we've created an entire ecosphere for them to onboard and become rather popular. The way that Hive is designed, think of it, except we made it so that way they can onboard and lift off their project in a matter of a month. And it's not just a carbon copy, it can be unique to any game style out there. So, Torden, would you care to introduce yourself and just let everybody know a little bit of the history of Onyx and a little bit history of Army of Crypto?
Definitely. Yeah, thanks for the warm introductions. Very nice words coming from you. Yeah, so everybody, welcome to the AMA. Very happy to be here, sharing with an amazing community that we are building so far. One thing that is getting me more and more excited is to see the community really enjoying the game, and that really makes me even more excited. Like to keep building people can have a lot of fun and enjoy, like all the benefits of the game, like the benefits of the a strong community. And that is really, what makes my heart, vibrant. And so I'm very happy and excited to be here today. My name is Torden, and I'm originated from Brazil. And we started Onyx in Taiwan, man, because I had the opportunity to live in Taiwan for 13 years, where I was able to meet amazing people and make great connections. And so there in Taiwan was the place where the idea was born. And from that point on, we really wanted to create the technology and the platform, like to create something that we could allow and help independent game developers to like utilize the blockchain technology, because we know that the gaming market is just huge, and 70% of the gaming market is composed by independent game developers. And yet a lot of these independent game developers, they struggle, like they don't have a marketing experience, they don't have a lot of resources, like they don't know how to bring their games into the market. And and so therefore their games, most of the time, they ended up failing. So all they do is what they do the best is actually create game, coding, interacting with the graphics and everything, putting the idea together. So we know for a fact that the blockchain technology can help this game independent, independent game developers to leverage the technology, the blockchain technology, and allow their game to have a higher range of success. And so that's the idea that powers the Onyx vision. The Onyx vision is literally like built to help these independent game developers, to allow them to create a seamless game integration, turning their game assets into NFTs, leveraging the power of the community that we're building, like to them, therefore create a platform where players, they can come play, have fun, and interact with the technology. So I'm super happy, super stoked, super excited to be here, and really to see how people are enjoying the game so far. We're still in alpha version. There's still plenty of things that needs to be implemented for the game. If you guys haven't really checked the game white paper, I strongly suggest you to go have a read, because there you're gonna find in more details all the features that we have, things that haven't been implemented yet, but they're all there. And so there are amazing things coming up, and I'm super excited to get that out of the door, and then see everyone playing, enjoying, have a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. So our drop date was actually July 4th. So now we've had about 38, 40 days, real close to 40 days so far. And we've had, oh my goodness, 13 updates in totality, I believe. Out of that 13 updates, myself, Crypto Wizard, Trey, basically the whole team, one way or another, we wanted to get the sounds updated. So that's my favorite update that's happened so far. Yeah, we're optimizing, things are getting faster and faster. We're adding in the animations, but to me, it's just fun to hear Mark Cuban yell something, or McAfee, which is the best, to yell, "You will never take me alive," as he puts a point. So that's my favorite update out there, and I know that took a lot of work for us. And of course, our Prime Dev, who can't be here, but he works 25 hours a day nonstop. Torden, if you had a choice, what would be your favorite aspect of the game so far? And you can't choose other people having fun, because that's not fair. What's your
Right.
favorite
But
aspect of the game?
my first, when I look at the game itself, I just look at it as every time I'm gonna play is gonna be different. As simple as that. Like the possibilities are completely endless. In terms of, okay, so I've built my deck, and I've chosen to use these cards, and and then it starts by the coin flip. So who's gonna play first? Because maybe like the three soldiers that I've chosen to place on the board, I'm aiming for three specific spots. But if my opponent plays first, then I may lose that, and then my strategy is going to be completely different already from that point. Like, so every time I play, it doesn't matter what. I can play with the same person. I can play maybe even with the same deck, but every time I play, the game is gonna unfold itself in a slightly different way, and that for me is the most magical part of the game. As the possibilities that the game has in regards to the dynamic, in the regards to the possibilities that you can find whenever you play in the game. That is what actually really excites me, and that is one element that differentiates ourselves from other games that you find in Web3, because like there are maybe a lot of games out there that for me is like I don't really see as a game, because it's kind of like just click and go. So but our game is really strategic. Like you really need to have some kind of strategy behind, based on what kind of cards you're using, and the positions you're gonna place the cards. Are you gonna take into more like the attack mode or defensive mode? That all plays, and that for me is the part of that I like the most.
Yeah, I always wondered what it was about auto battlers that seemed to appeal to people, because there's no thought processing, there's no excitement, there's none other than you get little sparkly fireworks occasionally that says congratulations, you won. Other than that, what's the point of auto battlers? There's no cognitive capability going on. It's like built for a 3-second generation.
Right. Exactly.
And that's 100% not us. When you show up to play Army of Crypto, you're showing up to play a chess battle with Magic the Gathering and World of Warcraft in the background. So it certainly changes the perspective. And that's why Army of Crypto would be popular, whether it was a Web 2, Web 1, or Web 3 game. And that focus for the team is really something I'm proud of, because you guys have done a tremendous amount of work. And I wasn't here from the very beginning, but I've been here, I don't know, 18, 16, 14 months, something like that, year and a half. So I've seen things grow. I know it's not always easy, but seeing these streamers start to come into play and watching them have fun, man, I personally love seeing hobby card breaks. So when somebody reveals their cards, it's, I'm not jealous of the cards they get. I'm happy. It's fun to see what type of breaks they get. Are they going to get a great card? Are they going to get a legendary? Are they going to get, I just saw somebody today. He had a 4-arrow general. He didn't even know how valuable it is. I mean, that thing is worth a ton of money, and he doesn't even know yet, but he will when he starts playing more. When he starts
Right.
playing, he'll know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think it's also worth to mention that we just have about 1 million cards in total. And so we have a very limited amount of cards, and that's all there's going to be. We have the ideas of minting new cards eventually, but we're not in that step yet. So all the characters that we have so far, and the amount of the cards that are designed for that character, that's it, man. That's it. So we're not like other games that have millions. I don't know how many millions of cards. We are very limited, and I think that's also another very interesting aspect of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The onboarding process that I listened to the first time, 18, 16 months ago, however long, 2 Christmases ago, when I listened to it, I could see the vision, the future, and how it was going to be put together. it's really exciting to see it come to fruition. And that's not an everyday thing to be a part of, because it takes so much patience. And that's probably the biggest thing that many people don't know about long-term crypto teams. I'm not talking about meme coins. I'm not talking about straight Bitcore copies. I'm not talking about EVM copies. I mean patience for designing a project from the beginning, or designing a business from the beginning to see it all the way through to start to have actual use case come into play. That's the most exciting thing, but it takes so much patience to make yourself not jump ship, to stay with it for as long as it has been. And I now, for you, it's 2.5 years now worth of work.
Yeah, man. And not just little work, it's been tons of work, detail work, where we really need to think about, everything about all the details, and make the plan, and, like the workflow. And also our team is not that big, so we really need to manage how we're going to divide the task, and all that. So, as any project, there are the ups and downs, and we are able to kind of like flow with it, and find our balance and the equilibrium to kind of like keep ourselves motivated, excited, and now more than ever, even more excited, because now we have a product, now we have the game, and now we're kind of like putting effort to build the community, and it's really amazing to hear the feedback of the community and see that people are really truly enjoying the game. And to say, man, the game is still very raw, like there are so many things, visual effects that aren't implemented yet. If people are enjoying the game up to this point, I can't wait to see the feedback once the magics are in place. Because right now it's kind of like pretty much place the card on the board, attack, place attack, move attack, right? When the magic comes, really everything is going to change. I see it as a new game, because that's when the strategies are going to start taking place, because you don't know what kind of magics I have. Maybe you have placed a card on the board and you think is good. You have that side cover, and then I come and I use a rotation magic, and I rotate my card that somehow that, in a way that you were never expecting. And then I hit your soldier or general, I kill it, boom. And then I maybe before you're winning, and then after that, I take over. And so that for me is going to be the most exciting part. Once the magics are in place, it's going to be truly amazing.
Let
And
me
I
ask
think
you
also,
about,
go ahead.
the putting up NFTs as collateral for the winner. Putting up Hertz as collateral, and we do need to talk about what Hertz is, by the way. But let's talk about the ability to essentially bet
Sure.
one or two NFTs out of your hand. So
Sure.
when two people come together and they go to play, you can bet one FT or two NFTs. Now we have it turned off right now because we want people to enjoy the game and not lose their cards. But
Right.
later on, when we turn that on and you're in a tournament and let's say you're betting, you both put up one NFT hypothetically. The loser is going to lose a card out of their hand. It's randomized.
That's correct.
So there is no special, you can do something about it, except we have the option to provide insurance to cover your most expensive cards. Now, if you have an incredible legendary that has all but two sides covered with arrows, I mean, that thing is worth a lot. It's worth a ton of Onyx. You don't want to lose it. So that's where Hertz comes into play, because you can upgrade your cards using Hertz, and you can use insurance using Hertz. And of course, that's a little bit off from, that's it's going to take some months to get that rolling and implemented into the game. But that's going to be another aspect that people just don't realize how nerve-wracking that's going to be when you're playing in a tournament.
Right. And just kind of like imagine, whenever you're playing a poker, Like there's always some kind of like excitement in regards to playing, because you have something in stakes. Like you have money involved. So in the case of the game itself, once you jump on a battle that you're batting one or two NFTs, you kind of want to play with a good deck, right? Some of the good cards that you have. But then you're maybe afraid. Oh man, maybe if I lose, I'm gonna lose my NFTs. So in order to mitigate that, the players are gonna be able to buy insurance for their card. Those cards that they like the most, that they don't want to lose, or maybe it's a legendary. It's quite a rare card. You also don't want to leave the card sitting in your deck without playing, right? The cards are here and they're meant to be played. So what you can simply do is buy the insurance, and then you're gonna have to have hertz for that. And so you buy the insurance, you secure that card. And so even though if I'm playing against you, King, and then I lose, and then the system, randomly picks that specific card, that card is not gonna be transferred to you because that card has the insurance. And so, I think that's something quite interesting for the players. And also like the fact that players are going to be able to bet, it's just going to make everything more exciting, because once you have something in stakes, you may win, you may lose, it makes it even more fun. So I'm very excited for that too. And I will surely be betting, NFTs quite often, and I would love to see the community engaging on that too, and which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, so I remember when the mini game came out, and I thought it was a fantastic opportunity. You could earn extra hertz in the beginning, and of course, people don't know the value of that yet. They will. So I tried to get people to come and play. I remember playing a mini game match against you, and there's not that much strategy. It's just one-on-one card, and I think it was a legendary match. And you bet the NFT, so I had to bet my NFT in order to play you, and my heart was thumping out of the top of my throat because I didn't want to lose this like super cool card, and I had to play like a really good card to make sure like I would have the best chance to win. And I remember that, and I haven't bet a card since.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I think it's right. Yeah. But you kind of also you don't want to lose the card, but you also want to have the betting factor, whenever you play, because that kind of like gives you more excitement, right? It's one thing you just kind of play for fun. Oh, let's play for fun, nothing, I got nothing to lose. But then once you have something to lose, man, you're gonna play damn serious. Like if you're playing, someone comes to bother you, say, man, shut the fuck up, I'm playing here, don't bother me, so because you need to be concentrated. And as you've seen, sometimes all it takes is one little mistake for you to fuck it up everything. You maybe the time is running out and you place your card in the wrong spot, bro. Say fuck. I shouldn't do that. And that may cause your game, your strategy to go to hell. You may lose the game because of that little mistake. This is one thing that the more I play, the more I realize that if you deviate your focus and if you really, make a little mistake, you may lose the game because of one or two mistakes like that, So the betting is going to be super, super exciting. Also, there is another thing that's going to be very exciting. I don't know if the community is aware of this yet, but is what we are calling the market conditions. So how Twitter has trending topics, right? So, and when it comes to cryptocurrency, you can see what cryptocurrency is trending, right? So, for example, let's say that today Bitcoin is trending or Ethereum is trending, is the top of the trend. So we are going to connect with Twitter to be able to understand what cryptocurrency is trading. And so, because Bitcoin is related to Satoshi, and so if today Bitcoin is trending in Twitter, and it's only trending into Twitter because the community is posting, is engaging with that topic, right? So if If Bitcoin is trending, then we're going to be able to pull that information and we're going to be able to boost Satoshi's cards, power and health, maybe by 10 points. Slightly a little bit. But, the card that is related to that cryptocurrency that is trending today in the market is going to have a slightly boost. And so that card at that day is going to be more valuable because it's going to be more powerful. And so every day the trend is different.
Does that apply to the card that we have of you? I don't know if anybody even knows it yet.
Well, I don't know, man. Once Onyx is trending, yeah, why not?
I tried to catch your card, man, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Last Christmas.
We will. That's funny. But yeah, so I think this is going to be a very, very interesting feature of our game too. Because every day the market condition is going to be different. So people are going to be tuned into that, and it's going to bring the community together as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we envision that people are going to form guilds, not just for Army of Crypto, but for multiple games as they get onboarded onto the Onyx ecosphere. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So, good discussions. We just wanted to cover the basics, have a little chat with you, tell you about our favorite updates that have happened since our drop date for July 4th. But we really wanted to do some time where we have some good interactions with the community. So if you have a question, don't be afraid to throw it out in the chat, over in the general chat or the Army of Crypto chat. We're looking at these. If you want to have an opportunity to ask us something directly, now's your time. You can ask.
Yeah. Trey just talk about staking. Do you want to share a little bit about staking from your perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I'll give them facts and figures as well. So Onyx is a proof of stake blockchain. So what that means is that you have your own wallet, and that wallet has your coins and your private keys are there. It's nice and safe. You don't have to store your money, your digital currency, digital store of value. You don't have to store that in a bank or anywhere else. You can store it in your own wallet, and it'll pull 15 to 25% as long as your wallet is online 24/7. If you are not going to have your computer online 24/7, we have something called super stakers. Now, these are other individuals that have strong amounts of coins, so they tend to win a little bit more. For your proof of stake blockchains, every time there's a new block, there's always a new winner, and it's completely randomized. So they will be on 24/7, and they keep 10% of the rewards for themselves. But honestly, you're going to pull between 15 to 25% return on investment for your coins right now. That's fantastic. Your own coins in your wallet. You don't even have to have your wallet powered on all the time to do this. You can't beat that on the open market. That's one of the things that I really loved about Onyx. And as more people come in, of course, rewards are going to go down a little bit. So the earlier you get in, the earlier you stake, the earlier you jump on the system, the better off you will be. I've been doing it ever since day one. And at one time, there was a bonus that was going on from the original team, and I was pulling 55 to 60% return on investment for about 3 months. So you really, really need to take advantage of the staking opportunity that exists.
Yeah, I'd also strongly suggest people, if you hold some Onyx, you can stake them, and allow the Onyx, allow the system to bring you some extra coins as you stake. And once you don't want to stake that, you want to unstake those coins. Super easy, very simple to, can do everything through the web wallet. There's a video that explains how to do that. Maybe we can share that with you guys as well, so you can take a look at it. It's very simple steps. And, if you want to hold Onyx for some time, you just keep staking, as you keep staking, you get rewards, and rewards comes into your private wallet. Every 1 or 2 days, man, 1 or 2 days, you see the rewards are coming, and then those onyx are yours. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to use those coins to buy more packs, then you're free to go ahead. If you want to use those coins to sell in the market, you're also free to do that. So I do suggest that people that hold onyx or are willing, they're looking for holding onyx, to stake their coins.
Hey, we do have a really great question. Is there a direct way for us to use a bank, like a direct buy bank, or a credit card to buy Onyx? So this is what I will tell you. Blockchain Financial, which is a exchange that we know very well because our prime dev, that's his baby. You can place like a peer-to-peer capability. It's like a central exchange, except you can place your orders and accept multiple currencies at the same time. So you can put buy orders like that, including using PayPal and some. I wouldn't recommend PayPal, by the way, but you can use multiple ways, including banks and credit cards, to purchase or to place a buy order like that on Blockchain Financial. Xegg.com, that's xegg, ex.com. That's another pretty good exchange for us. They just implemented a peer-to-peer buying option as long as you do. It has no KYC, but it does allow you, if you do a KYC, to do the direct purchase. And as long as somebody fulfills your order, then it's the same thing. I can't think of any other ways that's a direct buy like that.
Yeah, and for people that hold HBD or Hive, we've created a swap that allows you to swap your Onyx, your coins into Onyx, a very simple way, and maybe we can share some documentation on how to do that here too, so people are well oriented in regards to the process itself.
Yeah, and there's also
so it's pretty easy. Yeah.
Exchange. Gravix is another exchange that does accept fiat. So that's a new exchange for us. We've been with them for, I don't know, maybe 2.5, maybe 10 weeks. It hasn't been that long. It seems like a long summer, but it hasn't been that long. So that's another way that you can purchase Onyx. So
definitely.
And something to keep in mind. We're not going to throw Hertz out there that's going to be for sale. You might be able to swap it some, but all the in-game currency for Army of Crypto is intended to be earned. And not only is it earned, it's earned to upgrade your cards to greatly increase the value of your cards themselves. So that's something to keep in mind. Whereas for Onyx, it's not just Army of Crypto. Onyx is used for the blockchain itself for all of the games. We intend that to be the backbone, just like you would use ETH for all of the tokens that are built on top of ETH.
Yeah, that's precisely. Yeah.
What other questions do we have? Don't be afraid to throw your questions in. I'm trying to
I would like to mention something too. Something that we are currently working right now, which is kind of like bring a better interface when it comes to the website. I know some people may not really feel the vibe, the energy in regards to the website itself. But so is one thing that I wanted to share with everyone is that we are working on a new mock-up, for the website. So to make ourselves more presentable when it comes to showing, like the face of the project to other people. So that's something that's going to come soon, a new design, UI, UX for the website, so that we can bring a better user experience, for everyone that is using the system. So this is something that I also wanted to mention, just in case if some people have like some thoughts, or things like that. I just wanted to clarify.
No. Thank you for pointing that out. We're always working in the background to see what works best for us as we grow, because we get unexpected results sometimes. So we try to do our best to listen to the feedback. you're not going to hurt our feelings. We want to know the things that work and don't work because it helps us produce the best product. So we don't have any feelings. We actually put them on the shelf when we show up, so that way we can do the best job that we can. Now the upgrade feature using hertz for your cards themselves for AOC, no, that's currently turned off. We're not going to turn that on until we have full release and we're ready to go for that. How many magic cards do we have per deck? That's another great question. I think 4 will be the max, but we will have
No, it's
special.
8.
It's 8.
It's 8.
See?
Yeah, it could be 8. So you need to have a deck that you can actually play. You need to have at least 12 attack cards, right? So you have 12. If you have 12 attack cards, then you can play. But then on the top of these 12 cards, you can have another 8 magic cards. If you have only 1 magic card you want to play, and in total you're gonna have 13 cards, that's fine. The system is gonna accept. The game is gonna accept that. But you can have up to 8 magic cards. So the total amount of the deck needs to be it will be 20 cards. So that's the cap. And also another thing is that like we have different classifications for the magic. So we have like movement magics. We have attack magics. And so another thing I think that is interesting to mention is that you cannot fill your deck with 8 movement magics. So for example, if you really like the rotation magic, you cannot have 8 rotation magics. So we're gonna limit the amounts of the class of the magics for 2. So you can have 2 movement magics on your deck, and plus you can have 2 attack magics in your deck, right? So the cap per classification is 2.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't even realize that myself. Just so you know, in the future, when we design, and it won't always be us, when someone wants to host a tournament, they might say soldier-only decks. They might say legendary and general-only decks. It'll be up to them to decide what type of deck will be accepted. No magic, full magic. So we'll have the basic game designs, but when you set up your matches, those matches are yours to set up, not ours. So there's some flexibility in there for the type of deck builds that'll be allowed for your particular tournament that you're going to host. We do see that as a really flexible way for the users to take ownership for the battlefield of their choice, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Auto balancer mode in the cards for both players, similar to discovery mode. So the balance is that if you have, like right now, if you have 12 soldiers, you can play somebody that has 10 soldiers and 2 generals. That way it's reasonably the same balance or reasonably the same power.
Yep. Yeah, so for example, if I'm playing an only soldier battle and you have a deck that has 1 general, you're not going to be allowed to jump into my battle because I'm playing a soldier battle. So in order to balance the game, the other user needs to have a soldier deck, and so therefore we're able to battle, and in that way the match is more or less balanced, right? Because if I'm only playing with soldiers and you have 4 generals, I'm not gonna have much advantage, and I'm more likely that I'm gonna lose pretty bad. So in the lobby, you can see, you can see the matches that are open, and you can actually see how many soldiers this player has, or how many generals this player has. And in fact, if I'm battling with David, and he has 4 soldiers, and I have only 2, and then I press to continue because I want to battle him. A message is going to pop up right before you jump the match. You guys, someone that have already joined the game probably have seen that message, and tells you that you have less general and ask you, are you willing to proceed? So
The blockchain awaits your command.
I will meditate and come back as a well.
Behold the mighty crypto whale.
It is going to the moon.
Markets are falling.
My meditation is my power.
Engaging death traps. Engaging death traps.
My meditation is my power.
Compile this.
Making waves with crypto might. Sideway mode engaged.
I'm afraid of the hackers.
So when you buy cards, you get a bonus hertz right now. So it's really, it helps you to be
It's part of the tokenomics too, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like for every deck purchase, there's a certain amount of onyx, a certain amount of hertz that's going to be distributed, and up to the point that we sell X amount of decks, then the amount of hertz that's going to be distributed upon the sell of the deck itself is going to diminish and diminish and diminish up to the point that that pool of distribution, goes to zero.
So GTO Trader says, will there be a liquidity pool? That's a fantastic question, and obviously you're thinking about this as a long-term. Yeah, absolutely. So I can tell you, I'm there with you. To me, buy, stake, hold, earn with Onyx itself is the long-term outlook that I see, and the game itself. You're basically buying into the game so early that you're going to be able to earn hertz basically for free because you play every day. And then if you ever decide to, you can get out and resell your cards in the open marketplace and move on to another game if you like it. So that'll be the long-term outlook. We're not planning to create a pancake swap. We're not planning to do that. We have several central exchanges. And then, of course, Blockchain Financial being a central exchange, it doesn't look pretty, but it has some of the best features you're going to find in the entire world. And I'm not kidding when I say that. And I've seen 135 different exchanges in the last 8 years. So it doesn't look pretty, but it is fantastic. What's under the engine is a really good central exchange. It's just a shame that people judge it by the cover instead of what's under the engine.
The downtown is asking if you can buy purchase decks with debit card. Not yet, but we also intend to allow players to do that in the future, just to make it easier for players, even for players that are not really familiar with Web3. We kind of want to make that bridge, and make it very easy for people to come and play. Even though if they don't have a lot of knowledge, in regards to, like swapping HBD or Hive into Onyx, or even using some kind of exchange, as a medium to get Onyx. So that is something that we have thought before, and we would definitely be implementing that in the future. So you can buy, packs using a debit card or credit card in our website.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is why central exchanges. So when you do a decentral exchange, we'd have to have them accept our blockchain itself. So if you've ever worked on a DEX, if you've ever had to mess with the encoding portion, if you've ever had to leverage those liquidity pools, it's a nightmare. Another team that I'm actually CEO of, we tried to do that probably 6 months ago. We had someone come up to us and say, listen, I can't run this anymore by myself. He was from Germany. We were going to jump in there and do that. So we said, let's give it 3 months to see if we can do this. After 3 months, we didn't get the support we needed. It's terribly difficult to do that if you're not a specialist in that particular field. And we weren't. Our guys do a lot of different things tech-wise. That wasn't one of our specialties. It's incredibly difficult. So why did we choose this chain instead of using Hive or anything else? Because this particular blockchain being its own layer one, it's almost like having your first child. You get to decide how this child's going to be raised, what it's going to grow into. Are they going to be an amazing person, or are you just going to let them play video games all day and stay on the couch? So you get to decide how this goes. So you want your blockchain to be successful. I love this blockchain, and I work with several of them. This one, this is a Ferrari for its purpose. To be honest with you, 3% of the world uses crypto. That's not the 3% we're worried about. We always want to get the 97% not using it. So think about the gaming industry being $500 billion a year. $500 billion a year goes into gaming. $200 billion of that is not necessarily consoles and PCs. It's phone games. It's internet games, things like that. And then we start breaking it down. There's about 50 billion or so that's going to be centered around Web3 one way or another. We don't have to be the biggest player in the market to make an incredible difference. We just need to get a little slice. The little slice will be able to make a huge difference. So hopefully, hopefully you'll be able to appreciate our stance and we don't want to ever be pay to win. You got to play to win for us. I know that's very important for us in our philosophy.
Yeah, I also want to mention, because the game is so new, we're still in alpha. Some of the players sometimes may struggle, like in order to find matches. But I would say, and I would suggest, don't be shy, man. If you want to play, like just come to the community. You can pin the people. You're gonna get to know who are the real players and say, hey, is anybody down for a match? I want to battle. Come join. And that way we can, like I've seen people coming and playing every day. I play every day. It's just like my time. I'm in a specific time zone. Other players are in other time zones. So sometimes we don't get to play at the same time. So one thing that we need to do is we need to increase a number of players and create a bigger player base. And so once we have a bigger player base, that problem is not going to be a problem anymore. But so because we're still early, like don't be shy. Like don't be shy if you want to play. You can pin me, you can pin the other guys. We love to play, and we will play. If we have the time and the availability. So yeah, that's one thing that I just wanted to share with everyone.
Yeah, and the more you play, the more you earn, right? You have a certain set of earn per day, and you'll be able to take that. Getting a little bit of feedback there. You'll be able to take advantage of that early on. For the next 6 months, we're not going to be that popular. Let's just be honest. We're not. However, we're going to get loyal people coming in. We've already gotten loyal people coming in. And they're going to play the game, and it's going to be fun for them because it's fun for me, right? Would you design something that you didn't like? No. You design something that you enjoy, and you get to share it with others, and that's what's happening. And that loyalty, that base is coming along, it's going to be fantastic because we don't have to grow into the biggest game on the market. We only have to grow into a game that's fun for the people that come and play every day. And it'll take care of itself. It'll take care of itself.
Yeah. And also one thing, that I would like to show to people is that we're still so early, and still an alpha version. Yet we managed to be the 11th place on Play to Earn. So we kind of like close to Gods Unchained. We close to Splinterlands. We're not so far away. And how amazing is that? Because we are just in the beginning. We still have the alpha version. Still many other things to do, but we already managed to be here. So that means something to me. It means that we are creating traction, and that's what is quite exciting. Because I see that we're gonna jump up here to the top very soon. Very, very soon. In fact, there was one day that I think we were number 5. So it's just a matter of time. So that we can be more towards the top, and as we grow, the community becomes more vibrant, more excited, and man, from that point on, I think it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful journey. It is already a beautiful journey.
Oh, absolutely. PlayToEarn.net. There's over 2,200 games worldwide, Web3 that they track and rate. 3 days before we dropped this, just for whitelist and just for testing, we rang all the way up to number 5 for card games worldwide, and we were number 40 out of 2,200 games worldwide before we ever even dropped this. And that was just based on a little bit of hype. That we didn't advertise it. It was just us saying, "Hey, check us out. We might be something you like." So I can only imagine what's going to happen. Probably by this Christmas time period, we're going to have steady growth, because it's not about being super popular. It's about steady, consistent play. And I don't think we're going to have an issue with that.
Yeah. I dropped the link here of playtoearn.net. If someone wants to check it out, feel free to do so.
Actually, the concept for the game, the original concept. Should I say this, Torben, or should you say where the original concept came from?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the original concept actually came from a game.
You as you speak, man. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay, no worries. Right. So the original concept of the game actually came from a build design that happened 7 years ago. And that was a game that was made kind of out of fun from our prime dev. So that was the original area. So have you ever played the Final Fantasy card games? Have you ever played the Witcher 3 card games? You ever played the Witcher card game, which they actually made more money on by itself versus Witcher 3 in sales? Most people don't realize that. So those type of card battler games, when there's real strategy involved, we like it. So why not use that as a basis? And we already had a system in place from 7 years ago. So it's been floating around, and the Onyx blockchain was originally, the idea was to onboard indie games to give them an opportunity to maybe compete with the big boys, because everybody's just making copy games. They're flashy. It's just like a mobile application game. When you play on your phone, it's the same thing. Every 15 minutes, it tell you, "Good job, here's a free star" thing. It's an endorphin hit. Everybody 25 and under is addicted. Why? Because of science. With us, card games, battling, real cognition, just how it is. Oh yeah, definitely facts. I've played all of them since I was, I remember trying to get those, grinding out the wind. I forget what it is. Final Fantasy VII, you're grinding out the wind thing to get the speed bumps that are permanent for your stats until you finally, beat the game, and then you go play Ruby and Emerald Dragon. Yeah, old school. I'm there with you. Yeah, that thing. Too much trouble. Yeah, I can't even play the newer Final Fantasies. They're like so complicated. There's so much to them. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, been around forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be with this team. I wouldn't have showed up to this team. Matter of fact, I'll tell this story again. I've probably told it like 3 times now. I didn't even know who the CEO of this particular coin was. I had no idea. I was just talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, you should think about this. What about this? Does this make sense? Like, this would be a cool concept. What do you think about this?" For like 4 months. And then one day he's like, "Do you know who I am?" I was like, "Yeah, you're the White Wizard dude." "I don't know. You're just some guy like me hanging around." He's like, "No, no, I work on the team. I'm literally like the head guy to help make decisions for the team." I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm glad I'm talking to the right guy then."
Yeah, that was fun, dude. I was like, "Yeah, we've been talking for so long, man. You don't know who I am, That was really fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least you know I'm genuine no matter what. I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Yeah. No, definitely.
All right, guys, if you have any more questions, this is about the time they're going to wrap it up. It's been about an hour. We never try to go too long on an AMA, even if we're having a great time. We try to cap it at around an hour. Estimated go live date. That's a fantastic question. I would say by Christmas. We never put a hard cap on it because as you test, especially software, especially integrating multiple systems like we have, where we have, it's not just Windows, it's not just Android, we've got Mac, we've got a Linux distro as well. You don't want to just say we're going to have it all done by this date because you have to give yourself flexibility. Matter of fact, when we say a date, it means that we're ready right now, but we're going to fine tune a couple things. So by Christmas, I would say would be an optimal time frame.
Yeah. Yeah, and for all the streamers, if you ever want to stream the game, you're more than welcome to also share the link with our community. We're gonna be super happy to go to the stream, support. Watch you guys playing the game is also very excited for us. So feel free to share the link. I think we have a channel here in our Discord called Video Streams. So you can also, share the link over there, and the community is going to help and support.
All right, guys. Any last second questions? Okay. So I don't see any last second questions. First of all, and last of all, of course, thanks for joining us. We know your time is valuable and our time is too. And we love the game, we love the concepts, and we're glad that you're enjoying the experience so far. Jordan, do you have anything else to add?
No, I just want to appreciate everyone for coming, listening, asking us question. Also very excited for this, and yeah, man, I hope to meet everyone in the battlefield.
Awesome. Last typing, yada yada yada. Yeah, transparency, not a problem. Not a problem for us.
Yeah.
And everyone, fantastic.
Thank you
And we'll
guys.
chat
If
later.
you guys, I think if there is any streamer that want to stream right now, again, share the link, and we all gonna go see you guys. All right, guys. Then, yeah, much love. Talk to you guys soon.